Hey everybody, this is Jimmy, and you're watching JimmyAmericaPhoto because I didn't post a video last week and you thought that we might be dead.
We're not.
We're not. Lucky you! Although we do have a murder-suicide pact.
I don't recall signing up for that.
Oh, you did.
Maybe it's just you. You go first, right?
You jerk. Last week I didn't post a video because it's my birthday, and I deserve a week off when it's my birthday. Don't you think so? I work from home, I'm self-employed, so you know, when it's my birthday, I get to take like a couple days off.
I don't think it works like that. Get back to work.
Today's going to be a really quick video because we're talking about ISOs, or ASAs, if you're from the film generation. And there's not a lot to talk about on the subject. It's a very simple topic to cover.
What is an ISO/ASA and why are they called different things?
So your ISO, or ASA, controls the sensitivity of your camera's sensor. ISO used to be known as ASA back in the film days. Back when they used to have to put in a roll of film, make sure it lined up, close the back, wind it up, take a photo, take a photo, and you couldn't change the ASA because it was just predetermined by the film that you bought. And it's called ASA. I don't know what it stands for. Now, they changed it to ISO. I still don't know what ISO stands for.
Google is your friend.
Google it, bitches! I'm not doing all the work for them. This is a helping.
This is a beginner's class.
Yes, they're supposed to be.
I don't care what acronyms stand for.
If I can make it as a professional photographer for 2 years and a budding photographer for like the last 6 years without knowing what ISO stands for, I think you can make it through this beginner course without having to know it either. Okay, we're gonna keep going with the eyeball analogy because I think that was working for us last 2 weeks ago when we were talking about apertures.
I definitely remember that analogy.
You definitely remember. You know, you made that analogy.
I don't think I did.
So your camera sensor is kind of like the bit behind your eye. So the light travels through your pupil, or aperture. The light hitting the sensors on the back of your eye gets turned into an electrical signal, which goes to your brain, and that's how you see.
Right.
Exactly the same thing with the camera sensor. Light goes through the lens, goes through the aperture, past the shutter while it's open, hits the sensor, then it gets turned into an electrical signal, which is transferred to your memory card. Indeed. So when you up your ISO, what you're doing is you're making your camera's sensor more sensitive to light.
Right.
Which is good, because it means that it doesn't need as much light coming through to develop the image. It can do it faster.
But there's always a catch here.
There's always a catch. With cameras, it's always a catch-22.
What do you lose by making it more sensitive?
By making your camera's sensor more sensitive to light, unfortunately you're also increasing the grain in your image. Or, as camera terms, noise. Speaking of noise, that's a really annoying one. So they're all tiny little squares jammed into this one big rectangle, okay?
Right, like pixels.
Yes, like pixels. They're tiny little things. And you can make them more sensitive to light, but it's going to make them heat up. And when they heat up, it gets really grainy.
Right. I'm so tired and he won't let me go to sleep. Help me! Send help!
So that's basically all you need to know about ISOs. Your ISO goes up, your image gets grainier. Now, most software these days has the ability to remove noise from photos, but depending on how much you paid for your software, it's a varying degree of how well it actually works. Adobe Camera Raw works amazingly at removing noise from photos. So if you're at an event and you're taking a photo, but it's coming out too blurry because people are moving around too much and there's not enough light and you're at your widest aperture, so there's nothing you can do about it, you can up your camera's ISO, it'll make a grainier photo, but you'll be able to freeze the action where you want it. Keep in mind that a grainy photo can look really cool, especially in black and white. So try cranking your ISO up to like 12,600 or whatever yours goes up to sometime, and see how it looks. You're gradually just sinking into my lap.
I'm so tired! Let me sleep!
The amount of noise in your image shouldn't be all that noticeable on a DSLR up to about 800. Once you go over 800, I think 1600 is the next one, it starts getting a little iffy. So when you're trying to decide between cameras, have a look at how well they control noise. That's what made me decide on a Nikon D60 for my first camera instead of the Canon one, because I wanted to shoot gigs, and gigs are always in low light, and the D60 controlled noise much better than the Canon equivalent.
Good work.
So in summary, ISO up, noise goes up with it, but faster photo.
Faster is gooder.
Faster is much gooder, but the older the wine,
The gooder it is also.
the gooder it is also. We're not hungover,
It's just
we're just really tired. Do you want to summarize this, or I suppose I've already done it, haven't I?
Did it then.
I just did it then. So we've covered apertures, we covered shutter speed, and we covered ISO. These are the 3 things that you need to know to be able to use manual mode on your camera. So next week, we're actually going to cover manual mode, and you're going to address these things, so you may have to watch those 3 videos all over again. Woo! But we'll see you again that week.
I need to watch them again. I forgot.
I need to go to sleep. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry about last week, but not that sorry because it was my birthday and I turned 26 and I'm starting to feel old. So, for all you people out there watching, next week, manual mode, you're gonna learn it and you're gonna love it. Ooh, bye!
Bye. Are we done now?
Yes, give me more of your coffee.
Fuck off!
Coffee! Coffee, coffee.